Hi, so I am Meghan Helmberger. I'm a postdoc at Colorado State University, funded through the National Science Foundation Office of Polar Programs on a postdoctoral fellowship. In my PhD, which I did at University of Colorado Boulder with Dr. Mark Serez, I focused on trying to look at the patterns of atmospheric energy across the satellite records using a couple of different model types called reanalyses, which look back in time from today so we can get data across an entire region. I use statistical models in order to predict where sea ice is going to be across the Arctic Ocean, but largely what I'm focused on with those models is to see what independent variables like cloud cover or downwelling shortwave radiation, how much those play a role into accurate sea ice predictability on monthly scales. I think what's exciting about this work is looking at how all of these pieces work together, especially in a region that is changing quite rapidly. Reanalyses are very useful in the Arctic region or anywhere that is remote because in the Arctic it's very expensive to get up there. It's expensive to get equipment up there as well. And the environment is not very friendly to delicate instrumentation. And so using a reanalysis model is almost the next best thing to having observations on the ice or on the ocean, because it provides data of all sorts, whether that's wind direction or any kind of radiation measurement at every point across the whole Arctic region, which we cannot get any other way. Results from reanalyses can definitely speak to how the climate is changing, what pieces are the most important factors. It will really allow researchers to actually study longer time frames, whereas observational data often come from much shorter time frames. So I think that early career researchers play an important role in the research as it is because they're the next generation of scientists who are going to be answering some of the larger questions. If you are looking around a room and there's not at least one, but should be more early career researchers, then I think that the group should take a step back and see where they can add in those people. I think the biggest thing to incorporate early career researchers and their work into the body of science is to ensure that they have a seat at the table. And making sure that you're pulling from a bunch of different early career communities, whether that's postdocs, whether that's faculty members who are just starting out in those roles, or graduate students. I think incorporating people from all of different parts of early career is very important. So US APEX is the US National Committee for APEX International, which stands for the Association of Polar Early Career Scientists. And within US APEX, because it's a smaller organization that's focused on US-based events, one way that we try and build that community even further is by hosting webinars on specific topics like how we can support each other, what kind of diversity issues that we're running into. And one really fun activity is the Polar Film Fest, which happens in September. I think that the biggest way that that fosters community building is because we encourage people to organize watch parties of all of the films that are submitted for Polar Film Fest. And that can be a really fun place where we can watch researchers out in the field doing their thing, and it also brings that community to people who aren't in the field or their work doesn't bring them to the field, or even people who aren't even in the polar sciences are able to come to these watch parties, and it expands the polar community by sharing experiences. And I think being able to offer a wide variety of perspectives, working together on putting projects together through the US board, and as well as sharing those different cultures and life experiences across the entire US APEX community is really helpful for ensuring that people aren't isolated in how they're feeling in their lives. So I think being part of US APEX and part of APEX International on a higher level has really helped me expand my understanding of what the polar sciences consists of. So there's a bunch of different topics, and if you're involved in one specific area and want to learn about other areas, the likelihood that there's somebody doing the new thing that you're interested in is very high. So getting involved in any type of organization, whether that's US APEX or ARCUS or anything else that's out there, I think is really beneficial. Whether you're getting involved with US APEX as a board member, APEX International, ARCUS, PSECO or Polar Impact, or any other organization that's out there that is of interest to you, is that you can really build a network. I've had the opportunity to build connections with people who care about the same kinds of things that I care about, whether that's DEI or creating community with early career researchers, or really sharing interests from all of the different subfields of polar sciences, and meeting up with those people at conferences like AGU or IGS, the CI Symposium, really is a wonderful, just personal experience that you can have. And it's reaching beyond your institutions, which is what polar sciences is. I mean, it's not just the research at one institution. We spread across many institutions and many countries.